welcome back to the channel. Been a little while since we've done one of these. Today though, I want to talk to you about an Overwatch character who I really like, both gameplay and story-wise. We also share the same birthday and we're the same age, so that's really fun. Make sure you go and you check out the Overwatch lore playlist for more videos like this one. But without further delay, let's take a look at Overwatch 2's Martian, Juno. Juno is the first human to be born on Mars, which really shows in her character, as we hear in plenty of voice lines as she experiences most of Earth's stuff for the first time, which makes her very anxious, but she gives it her best and still tries. She was born on Mars during Liu Cheng's interstellar terraforming project, Red Promise. Being the only child at the colony, she always had everyone looking out for her and caring for her as if she were their own. She was named by her mother, which in Chinese characters, Juno, means vermilion promise, as she was seen as the embodiment of the project. Despite everyone at the colony always being really busy with their jobs, they made every effort they could to keep an eye on her, to keep her entertained and happy throughout her childhood. As she was growing up, she would be told stories by her mother about what life was like on Earth. She would also tell her of her friend May. Other than stories, she wasn't exposed to much of other forms of media from Earth, other than the Westerners her father brought along with him. While she would always find a way to entertain herself within the confines of the base, the group's curiosity rubbed off on her, as she would constantly ponder what was beyond it. She would beg the scientists to take her out on expeditions, and at least once she was taken out using a pre-existing spacesuit. As she got older, and was finally deemed old enough, she had her own suit made for her. She was now able to roam the surface of Mars and breathe safely. She would help out the scientists in any way she could, despite not being a scientist herself. Over time, she would come to be the best navigator in the colony, now a true member of the Red Promise team. As time went on, the terraforming project was creating changes in the atmosphere on Mars. It led to massive storms of dust that were growing more and more violent, more and more terrifying as time went on, each one growing stronger than the last. When they first started, Juno was completely unfazed. In fact, she was caught in one before, and her suit helped her to breach the dust, while she also braved the violent winds and lightning. She always held out hope that no matter how violent they got, that Red Promise would be able to overcome them. Overcome everything. It was a hope that didn't last long. Liu Cheng Interstellar was not answering the calls made by the Red Promise team, and the second Red Promise wave that would come with more supplies never showed. The team were growing increasingly anxious, not knowing when or if help was going to arrive from Earth. Their days were numbered. They would try to shield Juno from this, to hide the severity of what was going on, but Juno got a feeling they were on borrowed time. They took into account their resources and supplies, and realized they had enough to send one single person back to Earth. And without second thought, everyone in the colony knew it had to be Juno. She was the only person for it. They wanted her to have a life, to have a chance to survive, to not face the incredibly scary possibility of dying cooped up on some base on the surface of Mars. After a while, when preparations were done, she was presented with the gift of her own ship. The team tried to pass it off as it was time for Juno to start her own journey, but she quickly realized her parents wanted her to leave Mars, something she didn't want. She begged her parents not to make her leave, but they held strong their desires. Juno would run from the bay in tears. This was everything she'd ever known. Her life was Mars. It was the planet she had known all her life. Everyone here was the only family she'd ever had. But after some time, after recalling her parents' words, that the most frightening challenges were the ones most overcoming, she downloaded the climate data of Mars and agreed to leave the planet. She was ready to go. She was being sent to Earth with no intention of returning. The team knew this, and it was what they wanted, to give her a shot at having a life. But Juno was determined to go to Earth and find a way to save them all. As she said goodbye to everyone, Juno left the planet in tears, knowing there was a chance she may never see her family again. But she promised herself to try and find a way to save them, to rescue her family before it was too late.
To save my home.
She said to the team that she would see them again. They didn't believe her. As her ship broke the atmosphere, she hesitated on firing the primary boosters. Her mother, being mission control, asked her why she hadn't left yet.
It is so hard to say goodbye to the only home I've ever known.
I understand, but the colony isn't safe anymore, and our window of opportunity is closing. So let's get you on your way to your new home.
Next stop, Earth.
With a heavy heart, she initiated the boosters. But there was a problem. Her mother would tell her that it was an external issue, meaning Juno would have to leave the cockpit and go outside to fix it. Outside was a rock, caught in the booster, causing it to malfunction.
I think I see the problem.
Copy that.
She tried to break it with her boo, but ended up breaking her overboo. She fired her meta blaster in frustration, but had not thought of the recoil.
No.
As it happened, she was propelled backwards into the vacuum of space. Immediately, panic sets in. She is now drifting freely and oxygen is running out. But her mother chimes in, the one voice she needed to keep her grounded.
Juno, I believe in you. You've trained for this kind of thing your whole life. You have all the tools you need.
Okay. All right. I have all the tools I need.
She reminds her she's trained her whole life for this, that she has all the tools she needs. She destroys the rock and returns to the cockpit, informing her mother that the issue had been fixed.
Hear that? We're all so proud of you. I want you to live a long, happy life on Earth, sweetheart. Always remember, I love you.
I love you too, Mom. Okay, Earth. Here I come.
She activated the boosters and was sent on her way towards Earth, and with that, her life on Mars was behind her, leaving the only family she ever had. But she was determined to find a way to save them. When she arrived at Earth, after travelling 55 million miles, she disconnects her pod from the ship and begins the re-entry sequence. As she begins to enter Earth's atmosphere, she gets contacted by none other than Overwatch's AI, Athena.
unknown craft. Halt your approach and identify yourself.
It is too late to halt! I'm coming in very hot. Who is this?
This is Overwatch. I am tracking your trajectory and will have someone meet you. For my records, where did you come from?
I am from Mars, and my name is Juno.
She orders Juno to halt her re-entry and identify herself. Juno tells her that she can't really stop and asks who it is who's talking to her. Athena reveals that it is Overwatch and that she is tracking Juno's trajectory and will send someone to pick her up. Athena asks for her records. Where did Juno come from? Juno responds by saying she's from Mars and that her name is Juno. Juno lands in Dorado and sends a message back to Mars in Morse code that reads, J has landed, attempting transmission to RPT, awaiting response. Later she is retrieved by Overwatch and brought to Watchpoint Gibraltar, where she is united with May. Now she is safe on Earth and is curious to explore and learn all she can. She learns from May what life is like, other cultures, different countries and languages. May looks after her. She decides to try learn every Terran language and she has trouble adjusting to the atmosphere on Earth. She visits Hananoka, where she learns not to drink soy sauce and also learns how to play football from Lucio, but it isn't all relaxing and exploring. She has to look for help, for answers from Liu Cheng, and to find a way to save her family, her home. But luckily for her, she had landed on a planet in the midst of a war between humanity and Null Sector, and her only connection to Liu Cheng was May, but still holds hope and believes May can help her in saving Red Promise before it is too late. And that does it. That's what we have on Juno. A really heartfelt and emotional story. I genuinely cried for the first time watching her launch cinematic. She's so precious and anxious, and I really like her character. And it's genuinely sad to see her have to leave her own planet, leave her family behind at such a young age. Like, dude, she's as young as me. It's such a good story, and I really like her character. She's so incredibly relatable in terms of her anxiety and fears. Anxiety of experiencing new things, everything being so daunting, but still being brave enough to go out and do it. And gameplay wise, she's incredibly fun. A great support to play. Probably my favourite after Zenyatta. I love her so much, and I hope one day we get an answer to if she helps Red Promise. And I hope, for my own sake, she gets reunited with her mother, because damn man, that would break me. But as I said, that's all we got. If you did enjoy this video, do hit that like button, it does help out a ton. Head down to the description, check out the Overwatch lore playlist. We got a couple in there: Genji, Reinhardt, Ramatra, Soldier. Trust me, if you enjoyed this video, you're gonna want to go watch those. Hit that subscribe button if you want to see more. Check out all my social medias linked in the description. I post a lot on Twitter. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. And this has been Juno.
To save my home.